Tracy Lewis from Stuffin' Things. Today I am going to video something a little bit different. It's something near and dear to my heart and is something I have done as long as I've been paper crafting. It is a shared hobby with my husband and I. It's called disc golf. And today I'm going to share with you what is in my bag. First off, my bag is this bag that holds all of my discs, and this is all of them. This is a little bit of a spoof off of the what's in my bag that the pros do. They have these giant bags and they have like 30 discs and they have 3 of one kind. So I'm kind of going through this as a way to benchmark where I'm at today. I can review it as I go down the road and I make some changes. First off, what's interesting when you look at my bag, I am supposed to be throwing discs that are purple. My husband is orange and I am purple. But as you can see, I have all different colors of discs in my bag, and half of them are orange. And what happens is, my husband will get discs, he will either not like them, or they were discs that he threw, and now he has decided they no longer work for him, and he's moved on to other discs. And rather than be wasteful, we actually share discs. So for now, my bag is no longer purple like I would like it to be. So it hasn't been a problem. You know, we've played disc golf for over 20 years. We played in the early 90s. We have original leopards and original rocks from back then, back in the day. And today it's very different, and we've just been playing for the last year. I actually am a 49-year-old female. I have a lot of medical things going on that are fun to deal with, and this works as a really good way to get exercise for me. I actually have no left eye. Unfortunately, I'm left-handed, so when I play and I'm trying to throw off the tee, I have a hard time with aim because I don't get to see anything on my left side. So I had surgery on my hands last summer in June for some other long-term malady with my hands that isn't much better today. And I thought that I would teach myself to throw right-handed. So I spent 9 months, and the first part of our trip, we left in March, I forced myself right-handed, right-handed, right-handed. And very recently, now that I'm very comfortable throwing right-handed, I now throw with either hand so that I can get throws around trees that are more appropriate for a left-handed person versus a right-handed person. And it's a lot of fun to actually know that I can grab a disc and throw it either-handed, and I can get something done. Okay, so now let's move my bag out of the way, and we will go through each of these discs one at a time. The first disc is called a Rakatan. It's a Swedish word. I'm probably saying it completely wrong. It is the only disc in my bag that I actually don't throw. I would love to be able to throw it. It's a Frost Line Latitude 64. The weight is 174 grams. This particular disc doesn't come with the weight on the back, and weight is actually really important in this game. So, oh, I see, it's actually, you can't see it, it's stamped here, so I actually wrote it so it would be easier to see. The disc has these funny dots, and you have placement where you can see it's smooth. That is where you're supposed to throw the disc. It is a long-range driver. It has a very large rim, and all I can do with this darn thing is throw it on a hyzer with a giant fade at the end, and it just tanks hard to the right if I'm throwing it left-handed and to the left if I'm throwing it right-handed. So it sits in my bag as a placeholder because, by golly, one of these days I'm going to be able to play it. The next disc in my bag that I actually have not been throwing that much lately is a River by Latitude 64, the Opto Line. It is a 173. It actually has a much smaller rim. I'm not finding too many difficulties with the different rim sizes. I was struggling in the beginning of our trip when we were playing a lot with the larger rim discs, and so I picked this up and I threw it, and it did a nice S, the nice flex line, and I could not believe that I could throw this weight of disc 173, because before the spring I was only throwing really light discs. So you'll notice as I go through my bag that I am now throwing mostly heavier discs, which I find very interesting. So this one, don't throw it too often. I'll talk about the two, but earlier, like 3 months ago, I was throwing this exclusively. We would actually go with only 2 discs, and it would be a river and a putter. The disc that I have been throwing a lot lately... Oh, wait, I pulled out a different one. So this is the Jade. This is actually a very light disc. It is what I threw last fall and into the spring. It's a 153. It is meant for children or women to throw. It is intentionally a light disc. This is the Opto Line Jade by Latitude 64. And I don't throw this ever anymore. I do not pick it up. I can get 30, 40 more feet by throwing the heavier discs. And I actually throw hard enough now that this kind of doesn't go in a good line for me. It kind of gets all squirrely. So it feels squirrely and I don't like it so much anymore. But I haven't admitted to giving up on it yet. And it's purple. I think it's the last purple disc in my bag, which is kind of funny. All right. So this driver. This is my current go-to. Don't ask me why. It is a destroyer. It has a really pretty pearly edge to it. It has the giant rim. It is lighter. It's a 164. And I can throw this, and I can throw it far. I can flex it. I can Anheuser the darn thing. It goes like today we played, and it went, and I hyzered it long and around these trees and threw further than my husband, and it was a miracle. I couldn't believe it. So this is my current fave. I don't even like pink. I actually bought it for my husband, and now I'm stuck with it because I throw it really well. We also we've never had any Discmania discs, so I bought this for fun. This is a Fairway Driver. It's got a smaller rim, kind of like the River. And so it is also a disc that I throw really well. If I don't need to throw quite as far, I will throw this off the tee, and I'll even throw it on the fairway as a second shot. It goes pretty straight for me. It does not have a big hard tank. The pink disc, this guy, if I don't throw it right and I don't throw it hard, it is going to tank hard, a hard hyzer, huge fade, and just be yuck. So I only throw this off the tee when I know I'm going to be using my full power. And this one I'll use, like I said, on the fairway or on a shorter tee. It's a little more, it feels like a more finesse disc for me. And I really like it, and it just glides, and it feels very smooth. I throw one mid-range. It is my truth. It is a Fluid by Dynamic Discs. It is 172, and I love it. It goes straight, straight, straight. I can direct it somewhat around trees and such, so I can hyzer or anhyzer it, but it mostly goes very straight, and I can throw it far with not a lot of strength, so I really like my truth. And then I have 2 putters. This putter my husband gave to me. He at one point was using this as an approach disc and then switched, so I have now inherited it, and I love it. For some reason, these with these sticky edges, the rubber edges, I can throw as either a short approach or putt way better than any other putters that I've tried. I know a lot of people use these as an approach and not a putter, but boy, they work for me as a putter. I had actually this one, which is my backup. It's kind of my only second disc that I have. It's a factory second, so it has some goobers on it. And it does get really dirty. I've cleaned it I don't know how many times. And so I was really happy when my husband gave me like this pretty orange one, which now I see I've kind of beat it up because I use it so much. And that concludes my In the Bag, and I thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, if you're a disc golfer and you come here, you'll be very entertained at the 49-year-old one-eyed woman who throws both hands actually doing an In the Bag for anybody who wants to listen. Thanks for watching.